talk to you about how to use the amazing formula to make sales using what we call the WSMS. Amazing formula has 6 parts. Today we're just diving into this one part called the WSMS, which is the website marketing system. Now, it's one thing to have a website or an email capture page or a blog. It's quite another to be able to make sales using that. And we're going to zero right in on just one critical, important part of it today that I call the WSMS, and specifically the power of follow-up. Now, I know you say, Marlon, I don't know about follow-up. I don't need to hear nothing else about follow-up. I am good at follow-up. I have got autoresponder. Right? I understand. Now, last night in my fast track, we do it on Wednesday nights. It's like our group where we brainstorm. We have a small group of really, really bright and sharp people, and we brainstorm. I share my latest ideas and information. So last night, one of our new members said, well, Marlon, can you tell me how to write emails? Because in her work, freelance work, I believe, she has to write emails, or a client's requested that she write emails. And so I went through the different methods and approaches to writing emails, which allow you to follow up with potential buyers and make sales. Good morning to you. If you don't know me, my name is Marlon Sanders. I've been doing this full time since 1997. I sold 70,000 plus products online. What I do is I show people how to package, sell, and deliver products and services online. That's what I do. That's what I specialize. So if you want to sell more products, you want to sell more services, you're in the right place. And specifically, I teach what we call the amazing formula. It has 6 parts, and today we're just talking about one part. Now, I'm going to teach that there's a 3-part follow-up system. I'm just going to teach one of the emails today, but there's 3 parts to it, right? And the one part we're talking about today is called the overt benefit. The overt benefit. Now, I didn't discover this. Doug Hall discovered it, who was a master inventor at Procter & Gamble. And he developed a computer program that he charged $10,000 a whack for corporations to use in order to analyze the sales ability, predictability of their products and services. So, but this thing, it's called the overt benefit. Now, Marlon, why is it called the overt benefit? And what does this have to do with me converting sales or my website? Your main benefit that the product you're promoting to your customers, or if they're just coming to your website talking about your business, that your business offers to your customers, that main product or service or your business needs to offer an overt benefit. I think of overt as meaning in your face. I'm going to give you a great example of it. One of the Procter & Gamble ads, you've seen it on TV. You've got the two sides. One person's taking their dirty laundry and putting it in this washer. The other one's putting it in the other washer. In one washer, Tide goes in, and in the other washer, Brand X detergent goes in. They wash it. The Tide comes out whiter than white, overt benefit. Brand X comes out dingy and dirty, dull looking, right? That's the overt benefit. It's something that to some degree you can demonstrate. Like one of the things that I do I've done on some of my paid trainings is I show people how they can actually get exposure in 1 minute and get exposed on multiple platforms in just 1 minute. And if you set it up right, you got a real good chance of generating a lead or leads. That's just one example, right? But the key to it is you got to be offering an overt benefit. So creating leads in 1 minute or getting exposure and visibility in 1 minute, that's an overt benefit because it's something you can demonstrate, right? The best overt benefit and demonstration of a benefit I've ever seen was way back in antiquity when Michael Enlow had this product. I was a copywriter for National Response Corporation at the time. And the owner of a National Response would speak at the big seminars with Gary Halbert and so forth. And so, but he had a list, and so he promoted this product by the Michelangelo did called the paperless staffless office. And the sales pitch for it, the sales video, is the best overt benefit demonstration I have personally ever seen. So what happens is it starts out, and you see Michael drive up to what appears to be his home, but was quite possibly a boutique hotel. I don't know. He drives up in his Mercedes. He's dressed in incredibly sharp in this suit. He was young at the time, very sharp looking guy, very handsome. And he goes up to the top floor of this, whatever this place was. I don't know if it's his home or hotel. I think it was a small hotel. And here around a conference table are sitting like 12 people, right? And he has a computer, which at the time was probably a 386. I don't know, sitting in the background. And he does this whole lecture about marketing and leverage and paperless, staffless office concept and so forth. And then he gets down to the overt benefit, the demonstration. Now, you got to remember, this is like in 1999 or something, right? Turns around, he goes, let me just show you how this works. He goes, good morning, Wildfire. Computer goes, good morning, Michael. And he says, Wildfire, bring up document 137. Wildfire goes. Now, Wildfire was a software, right? At the time cost $10,000. So he goes, Wildfire, bring up document 139. And you hear the computer go, bringing up document 139, Michael. And what's crazy about this is way, way, way back. But the synthesized voice sounded darn good. It wasn't like this mechanical voice. It was a pretty darn good voice, right? And so bring up document 139, Michael. And he says, Wildfire, send document 139 to the list, and he had a list. He told it a list. And he's like, sending now, Michael. And on the screen, it was a fax. He was doing a fax blast. And you could see all the numbers going, jun, 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 as they're going out. And then then the phone is ringing because people are calling in from the fax. And all of a sudden you see the rings go boom, 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 boom. And you see everybody that's calling in. He goes, okay, let me pick up the phone. Picks up the phone, puts the person on the loudspeaker, says, yes, Michael, I just got this fax and I was just calling for the information, right, over the loudspeaker system. And you were just like in awe of it. Now, remember, this was way back before you had all the ways to promote on the internet that you do today. You didn't have social media back then. You didn't have a lot of stuff. You had fax blasts, a couple things, email, right? And so this was a draw. And then they had this girl who was interviewing testimonials then. It goes from there to the interview of the testimonials. One of the testimonials is Brian Keith Voiles, God rest his soul, who is a fabulous copywriter. And this really beautiful, very attractive girl who looked like she worked probably in the TV and news industry. She's very articulate, or she was a public speaker, I'm not sure. And she's interviewing the testimonials there at the conference. This is an overt benefit. Like, that's an in your face. Like, you see that demonstration and our jaws just dropped. Now, that wasn't the only overt benefit or demonstration Michael did at the time. You got to remember, this is way, 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 way back. At the time, he had this video of a speech he did called Sandcastles to, I don't remember, Sandcastles to Profits or something like that. And it was live streaming video. Now you say, well, big freaking deal. But in 1999 or whatever it was, you did not have live streaming video like that. Or if you did, it was enormously expensive. And I remember talking to one of the guys that worked for Michael on that project. As I recall, that was very expensive back then to stream that video. But you can go to his website and listen to him doing like an hour speech. And it was jaw-dropping because you'd never seen that. Your YouTube didn't exist then. You're just like, I mean, it was stunning. Now, you may not be able to have that dramatic or overt of a benefit. But the more you can demonstrate your benefit or make it visible. Like you see the clothes come out of machine A and machine B, one's dull and dingy and the other's whiter than white. The more you can take the benefit you offer to that level, the better you're going to sell. Now, if you go down the scale, this is a scale. At the top is the very dramatic demonstration. You stick the Timex on the rudder of a boat, drive around, and it takes the licking, keeps on ticking. You go down the scale and you have things that are less over testimonials, showing the content maybe of the site or things like that. But the ultimate is this demonstration. One other famous one was Jason Fladley, and he's a master, world famous webinar salesperson, and he's a master of the dramatic demonstration. Jason is really, really freaking good at it. And he had this software at the time called WP Twin. And WP Twin would clone a whole website, like a WordPress site. And like one click, it would clone the whole thing and put it up. You can put it up on another thing. So what he did was this dramatic demonstration of like cloning a website and putting it up on a new domain or whatever in like 60 seconds. But there's a really great, powerful build up to it. He built it up. Jason's really had a talent for doing that. He could have worked at a carnival in the old days or something because he had that flair for the dramatic, right? And wow, you saw that demonstration, and again, your jaw would just drop. It doesn't sound like much now, but really, especially when it first came out, you were just like, wow. That's because I don't think you had Blog Vault and some of these other things you have now. At the time, that was really dramatic. And so my question to you is, can you build an overt benefit into your product or service? And what can you do to make it as overt as possible, as visible as possible, right? I mean, if all you can do is testimonials, get the testimonials and do that, right? One of the things that made the amazing form originally sell was I had over 100 pages of testimonials for it, if you printed them out, right? So that was part of my dramatic demonstration. Back then, I spoke at a lot of seminars and stuff, so that was part of my demonstration, not of my product, but of my business. Was speaking at the big prestigious seminars and all of that, right? So for you, it's not about me. It's not about Jason. It's not about Michael Enlow, even though that was one heck of a video. But it's about you. What can you do to, as much as possible, to take what's invisible, the benefit of your product or service it's like a light under a bushel. And you don't want to hide your light under a bushel. You want to let the light out. The way you do that is if you can find some way to dramatize the benefit of your product or service. Now, sometimes you can dramatize through copy. And the most famous example probably ever, in my opinion, was the One-Legged Golfer letter by John Carlton. If you've never read that letter, you should go to a search engine and type in One-Legged Golfer by John Carlton. It's one of the greatest headlines ever written, probably. It's an incredible letter. Another one, though, was the ad that David Ogilvy wrote for the Rolls-Royce, which said, I think, at 70 or 80 or 100 miles an hour, whatever it was, the loudest noise in the Rolls-Royce is the clock. Freaking incredible way to demonstrate value without a physical demonstration. This was just done through copy. But it really, really, really was powerful, right? Same way when Jason did the thing with WP Twin. Really powerful. I think it's pretty cool when I can go and show anyone how within 60 seconds they can get people seeing their URL and some will click of it and some of them got a good chance to opt in. And those views will carry on. Those views will carry on. I show anyone how to do this. 60 seconds, one click. That's one of my demonstrations. Before, all the AI stuff, I would demonstrate like software that would write copy really fast. Right now, everybody's like, that's not a great demonstration now, right? A better demonstration, Sean Vossler did one where I think he wrote a whole book on a webinar, if I recall, for this software. It's really advanced software that he has, right? There's a lot of ways to do this. I'm just asking you, what could you do that would make a benefit so plain to people, so overt, so in their face that they're like, oh my gosh, where's my freaking billfold? I need to hand you over some freaking money, right? That's what you're looking for right there. That's what you're looking for, right? Now, I've also seen people do the less, on that scale demonstration up here, and you're going down the scale. One type of demonstration is the good old-fashioned calculator. Have you ever seen the calculator close? It's called the calculator close. If you got a Zig Ziglar, Secrets of Closing the Sale, I think he'll call it the calculator sell, right? And he's like, all right, Mrs. Jones, let's just say you're using this cookware, and let's just say that you only, save as he's already built it up how much money you save. But instead of, $5 a week, let's just say it just saves you $2. And then he goes here, so that's $2. Now and he goes through and either he does it or you give them the calculator and let them punch in the numbers of how much they're going to save or how much they're going to make. And I'm going to give you a really, really, really big secret that I normally only reveal in my private trainings, my newsletter, or my Wednesday night coaching. Those savings or the extra amount you make them, come closer and listen to this, because this will make you an awful lot of money. But before I tell you, I want you to promise that you will tell one other person about our live stream so we can grow this live stream. Promise me you'll tell one other person. All right. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So here's the secret. When they punch it in the freaking calculator, it's got to be a 50% improvement in savings, or they make 50% more, or it's 50% faster, or it's 50% easier. It's a whole book written about it that I drilled down onto this in trainings, but it's by Richard Koch, and the book is called Simplify. It's as simple as it gets, right? Now, this is one of the three elements. Overt benefit is one of the three elements of conversion. So I'm just going to point this out. You can have a 3-email sequence with these 3 scientifically proven and validated, massively scientifically proven and validated. The first one is, in an email sequence, you can have the overt benefit in 1 email, 2 emails, or 3 emails, right? Now, there's 3 factors. So you can do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in your email sequences. Or you can do 3 emails like 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, right? And, Ryan Dice taught Fear, Loss, Greed for I believe, was it Fear, Loss, Greed? I think that's what it was. For an email sequence. This is a very different email sequence because it's based on scientific proof, scientific validation done by Procter & Gamble on a massive basis. So, but that first element is overt benefit. And if this is all you do, is you find a way that you can overtly demonstrate your benefit, it's very powerful. Now, one of my overt demonstrations is not so easy, but I'll explain. I own probably 4,000 books about marketing. Now, let me just show you the secret. This behind me is not the actual books, because the actual books, if you actually buy books and use them, it's not neat. These are the real ones here. See, those are the real ones there. But quite honestly, I don't figure people want to look at those. It's pretty freaking messy, right? But that's one of my demonstrations, is that You see, think about it. I probably got $250,000 of books and courses. You don't have time to read $250,000 books unless you're making a lot of money. You just ain't got time to read them. That's one of my demonstrations of value, right? Another demonstration of value is you can give me about any product or service I write sales letter for it off the top of my head. That's a dramatic demonstration. I'd often do that in seminars. Just pick somebody out of the audience. What's your product or service, sir? Ma'am, I'll write a sales letter for it off the top of my head. I can do that, right? I mean, I was at a seminar. I was brought in to New York to speak at an elite, mastermind group that people paid a lot of money to be in. It was only like 12 people. And I would write, and we had a world famous, copywriter that's like a very elite copywriter who had been with Agora for many years. And is a very elite copywriter. But I was able to write copy for the different things we were talking about off the top of my head. Maybe they were able to. I don't know. I didn't hear him do it. But because it's writing that type of copy is different than the kind of copy I write. I write like gut level. I write like just street because they specialize in writing for investments. And they're, one of the best in the world at it. I write copy for anything, right? Because I have a really broad knowledge. All these books I buy books from all these different industries to study all these different industries, right? So the point for you today is demonstrate. Demonstrate your value the best way that you can figure out. Like, if push comes to shove, use the old calculator close. It'd be really great if we could just have Zig Ziglar on doing the calculator close. I'm just curious about this. Let's just try. I'm just really freaking curious about this. Let's just pop over here and let's try something. Let's go to YouTube. And I'm just curious if there's a video of Zig doing it. Probably not. Zig Ziglar. Calculator close. We'll see if there's any chance there's a video of Zig doing the calculator close. Here's his secrets of closing the sales seminar. Wow. That would be I need to watch that. All right, but let's see. Zig Ziglar, cost or price. That would be close. That's a good one. His cost or price close, right? So I don't see it. So I'm just going to go back now and just do calculator close. Let's just try that. Calculator close selling. We're just getting tutorials on calculators. We don't want that. We want like selling, right? No, I don't see a calculator close in here. So there's literally a close called the calculator close, right? That's where you bring out your calculator. Now, online, you can obviously use a calculator online, right? But the advantage of the real calculator is you could hand it to the customer. Imagine this, you're on a Zoom training. You could ask, does anybody here have a calculator? All right, bring it up on screen. Let's show you. Bring it up on your webcam. All right, now I want you to punch these numbers in and have them punch the numbers and then be like, okay, now what does that come to? That's just an example of how to do a dramatic demonstration. Maybe there's something about your product or service that would allow you to demonstrate. Like for me, it's writing a sales letter off the top of my head, or it's getting traffic literally like in 1 freaking minute. I show you how to get traffic in 1 minute. Real traffic, qualified traffic in 1 minute, right? Maybe it's that you have some magic prompts for GPT. Maybe it's that. Or maybe you figured out how to use the Dolly AI to create images, but in a way that other people haven't or something, right? I'll tell you one that's really great, and then we'll wrap this up. But there's one that's just really, they do really awesome demonstrations. It's called Video Zen. And they have them on their Facebook ads. So we're just going to go here to Facebook. And I'll see it because these are really great demonstrations of value. It's called Video Zen. We'll see if we can find it here. Oh, let me bring the screen up. Sorry about that. All right, here it is, Video Zen. And I believe this is it. Yeah, I don't think that's Video Zen there. No, okay, I don't see it. So I'm just going to tell you what it is. If you go to facebook.com/ad/library, you'll be able to find it. It's called the company's Video Zen. They do these little 1 minute like Facebook ads, but it's got a video there. And they're showing, this is how we shoot video. And it shows this guy and he's zooming out and he's running around. He's doing all kinds of crazy stuff with his camera. And then they play back the video he just filmed and your jaw just drops. It's like the most freaking amazing video you've ever seen. That's a dramatic demonstration of value. Really freaking incredible. Anthony Robbins, think about it. Do you know what made Anthony Robbins famous? Do you know what made him famous? A dramatic demonstration of value. Did you know that? Because think about it. Self-improvement is what? An intangible. How do you know if somebody improved you? You freaking don't. If you want to sell something for higher margins, you got to be able to demonstrate. How is Anthony Robbins going to demonstrate that his self-improvement was better than any other self-improvement? And demonstrate that visually. How did he did that 2 ways? Do you know the 2 ways? Way number 1 is he did the fire walks, and he had you out walking on fire. Now, if that's not a dramatic demonstration of value, I don't know what is. The other one he was famous for is he would bring somebody up on stage who had a phobia of snakes, and he would actually have a snake there. And he would do his phobia cure, which is like a really super fast NLP phobia cure, and then put the snake, show them the snake or something, they wouldn't be afraid of it. Talk about a freaking dramatic demonstration of value. It made Anthony Robbins famous. He took those firewalks to the bank. Now, to be honest, I think a lot of people have done firewalks. But the difference is they didn't use it as a dramatic demonstration, and they didn't put drama into it. A lot of people do firewalks. I think they've been doing firewalks over in Hawaii for 100 years, right? Nothing new over there. But the way Anthony Robbins did it, he did it to demonstrate how powerful his mindset in NLP was and made all the freaking difference in the world. All right, thank you for watching today. If you want to get my book on how I sold 70,000 plus products online, let me see if I can bring it up here. I don't know if I can. For some reason, my little thing's not working, so we'll see if we can bring it up. Yeah. All right. I can't bring it up for some reason. So just go to Reseller Toolkit. I think my camera just froze doing that. Reseller Toolkit. There it goes. Reseller Toolkit. No, I'm sorry. marlonsnews.com/70K. marlonsnews.com/70K. Yeah, my camera got stuck. I don't know what the hell happened. But anyway, thank you for watching. You have a great day. Appreciate you watching. Please tell one friend about this channel so that we can grow the channel. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.